We're back. Well,
as it started.
I don't think we're back. We're here. I saying we're back implies.
No, you have to take a Christmas break. Of
Well,
7 or 8 weeks.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
got busy lives.
Christmas ended yesterday for me. Happy New Year. It is January 30th. Happy New Year.
Yeah, you gotta just take a break sometimes, especially when you're just really, kind of podcast masters, and you don't want to you want to leave the market kind of open for other people to compete.
Yeah, you got to let people come in and give other people a shot. It's sort of the new guys, like Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I podcast all the time in my head anyway, so I don't really need to do it in real life. But
Yeah.
it's nice every once in a while to actually do it in real life, where real life isn't really as important as the place I live in my brain.
I don't know why I feel like saying this immediately, and I know we were like, let's not bring it up, but like I do feel like it's hilarious. Like last night, when we were in fine, fuck it. Surprise, we used drugs and we were doing some ketamine, and I felt like I had a really extreme tolerance, but we were holding hands and I convinced you to look into my eyes.
Okay.
And then we like closed our eyes and then went wherever we went, right? And then I for however many minutes passed, and then when we finally opened our eyes, because we were still holding hands and we saw each other, I looked at you and in all earnestness said, "The Matrix is real." And I thought you felt it too, and I believed it. I believed it for like at least, I mean, who knows? Time has no meaning because the Matrix is real. But I did believe it, and I don't know where you were, but you thought I was stupid.
No, it's a classic case of, are these drugs even working? Let's do loads. No, it's not working at all. And then it's like an hour later, and I don't know what happened.
and I think
I
I'm
was
Keanu
somewhere
Reeves.
for sure. Anyway, yeah.
Yeah, so hilarious. So that's what we've been up to. Very good, very good. It's been a nice new year. I've learned some stuff about you, Mark.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I don't even remember what the situation was, but I think it's kind of fun, like if you're split on something, to like play rock paper scissors, because like why not? Let the game.
I feel like that's already an American game.
Yeah, well, we were doing that.
Mm-hmm.
We were playing rock paper scissors for something. I think it might have been a movie or whatever. It doesn't matter, but we were playing it, and I looked at your hand that was like softly in the form of rock.
Yes.
And I saw you throw rock. And I saw your hand grow even softer the next time you threw rock for the second round. And then I realized that, like, you're
going to be outing my strategy right now.
You fully had glazed over as a person. You don't throw anything but rock.
No. I'm not able to at this stage.
What does that mean?
I don't know. I just made a decision years ago that I was never going to deviate from rock.
Why?
And I haven't. The thing is, it ruins the game when people find out, because they can be very easily beaten.
Has anybody else found out?
Yeah, some people have noticed the pattern. Friends, like, growing up, it was like, you only throw rock, and I was like, yeah, I don't like this game. But
why?
I just don't like anything else. One thing, rock makes sense to me. Because rock does break scissors. A rock will break a scissors.
Paper covers rock.
Doesn't make sense.
Well, the paper does cover rock. Like if you put paper on rock, it covers it.
Like, what the fuck does that even mean? Like, I can see myself
it's not supposed to have any
smashing a scissors with a rock. But who's covering rock with a paper? And like, what does that mean? I mean, if I need a paper, it gets all damaged and stretched over the rock. And what's the other way it works out? I mean, scissors obviously cuts paper. That's all the outcomes, isn't it? That's all of them.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah, and I just decided that I like the way rock smashes scissors. And anytime anyone ever beats me with paper, I really, like, I just concede my loss, but in my head, I'm like, I didn't really lose because it's bullshit. Because it doesn't make sense. So I've never, I never changed from rock.
Yeah, wow. I find that fascinating. I feel like, you can live with someone, you can go through coronavirus in 2 different countries with someone.
I just don't think we ever played rock, paper, scissors, and then you just saw the pattern.
No, we had played it, but I noticed the pattern finally. Because I was always wondering, like, why aren't you just, like, cool with the idea, like, okay, like, let rock, paper, scissors decide our fate, And then I realized...
in a way, I've already made my choice no matter what with rock. So I've got, like, what's the chance? It's a 50-50 every time.
I don't think it's impossible that it's a 50-50 because there's 3 possibilities.
Yeah, I'm just trying to figure out, is there a mathematical breakdown?
This is not a conversation for you.
I'm just trying to think, am I on any sort of advantage about always picking rock? Obviously not.
No,
but then again, you have to pick something.
And
so
you don't
I
even do it convincingly. Like,
well, no, I just don't even fucking move my hand. I leave it in the same.
No, you like barely have it curled into a rock, and like you
That's my animosity
disassociate
towards the game.
Yeah, like you're not here when we're playing rock paper scissors. I don't even know where you are.
I don't like choices.
Yeah, but that's the whole point of rock paper scissors, right? Is like you're given 2 choices.
That is true.
Yeah.
I guess I just don't understand.
But it gives you another choice. You have to choose between rock paper scissors, and for you, rock hard it is.
No, I just don't. I don't remember ever. Yeah, I just never really respected that game. What other ways was there to make decisions? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch and then it depends what kind of word you want to put in there. By the toe.
What?
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
No,
tic-tac-toe.
Okay. I know the game. I don't know what you meant.
Is that for picking stuff as well? Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, catch a
tiger by the toe.
If he screeches, let him go. And then you pick.
If he screeches.
If he screeches,
we say if he hollers.
Ugh, it's so American.
Well, screeches.
If he screams, if he shouts.
Tigers don't screech.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think it was a tiger. I think
hollers.
No, I don't know why it's stuck
tiger.
in my head, but I think it was a fucking slur when I was growing up. Now that I'm thinking about it. But maybe that's just me as a person. I'm not sure.
Oh no.
Do you remember that one? Did you used to do that one?
With a slur?
No, I mean, that predates rock, paper, scissors is what I'm saying.
Yeah, but I feel like that with 2 choices is stupid. Because it's always going to just be whatever.
Whatever you start on is the one, isn't it?
It's something like that, right?
I never even picked up on the pattern. I knew there was a pattern, and I probably could have gamed every win, and I never picked up on the pattern of that one. Anyway, these days, I try not to make choices, you know?
I don't know. What does that mean?
I just, when that choice comes along, I just walk the other direction.
I'm wondering how many situations you've just abandoned for no reason.
If I see two paths diverge in a woods, I just go back the way I came. It's like a Robert Frost poem, except
you just go home and jerk off.
He doesn't finish the poem. He's just like, fuck it, I don't care. Don't make me choose. Yeah, that's about it, really. I don't know. That's just kind of reminiscing on those. Before phones, obviously there's an app now that will make all the choices for you.
Well, we don't have that app. You probably have to pay for it.
Yeah, I was wondering today. I was at my writing class. I go to writing gyms now because I've stagnated to such a horrific degree that I actually have to go and hang out with other. I want to say comics or writers or people who are thinking about doing comedy in a room on Sundays and do writing exercises, which I do enjoy. I like a classroom, but shit, what was my point?
You were at your writing gym today.
I was at my writing gym today. Oh yeah, because my brain has fucking devolved so much from 2013, 2014 when I was peak writing shit hot Facebook updates.
Okay.
That's when I was fucking nailing
when you were
it.
everybody's dad. I gotcha.
Yeah, 100 likes a fucking a Facebook post.
Wow, your heyday. My God.
Oh, so funny.
Hood rich and Facebook likes.
I was just, it's because of my, because of my reading and my schooling was all like functioning on a good level. And now since in the 10 years since phones. So I started with phones and now I'm a fucking retard. That's what I'm trying to say. Okay. I can't string a sentence together. So I have to go to writing classes to try and regain some sort of mental activity that I feel like I've lost. You know, and creativity. Nothing. It's very dull and wet in my brain because of my stupid phone. And I blame Mark Zuckerberg, the fucking fag.
Okay. Oh, God. I thought, come on, 2022. Eliminate the word from the vocabulary. You don't need to say it.
Zuckerberg.
Okay. Jesus. Well, you went to your writing gym. Did you get anything out of it?
Yes. No, I was... Yes and no. I'm glad I got out of the house. And I think that's enough sometimes.
Was that passive-aggressively saying that you wanted to get away from me?
No. I just feel like I needed... The writing gym, honestly, is a great way to stay off your phone for 3 hours.
Yeah.
I think that is the main thing the writing gym is for me. Is not... Because I won't take my phone out in the writing class. I don't take my phone out in class. I was never that guy. I know you were definitely the kind of girl who took her phone out in class.
No, I was too. When I was a kid, we didn't have smartphones.
Yeah, but you're Nokia.
No, I didn't. My it was for emergencies only.
Oh yeah. Well, I'm saying.
Thank God.
Yeah.
I'm so glad we grew up like that.
I never
man.
really text under the table. I know other people were texting under the table and they got really good at it.
No,
with
no
the
texting.
buttons.
Yeah, with all the buttons.
They could like do I feel, you know, some of the girls were just under the table doing, but these days they obviously can't do that because they don't even have feeling in their fingers. They need to see everything with their shitty eyes.
Yeah. Well, so you take this writing gym. You do it at Angel.
Yeah.
Can you spell Angel for me?
ANGLE.
No.
EL.
Yep.
Oh,
I did. I'm
Angle.
only bringing that up because do you remember? And I remember this from one of our earliest episodes. You were trying to get booked at Angel like back in January 2020. Remember those days? You know, and you were like, "Dear Angle Comedy Club."
No, there's a couple of words that no matter what, I can't really just. I'll never have them. Like,
yeah, I have a few words like that, and I think we talked about it then. But I was at Angel on Friday because I was hosting the roast battle there. I was the roast master.
I did the roast, but we probably talked about that in the podcast, didn't we?
I don't remember.
That was in November. We did a podcast in December.
Yeah,
I won anyway. So
you won, but I was hosting it. And I bring this up because I've never seen, and I don't know, you know, whatever. But like, fuck it. If you play the game, you know, and you throw your name in the hat, then shit, we're gonna talk about it. But like the first two guys up were like newer comics. I've never seen something more insane on like it. I don't know. I think it was just like pegging child mom fucking jokes that were really long-winded. So it was like
did they make sense?
No, like at one point one of the new guys, one of them just started listing types of milk. Like I don't know what he thought. And you know, they're up there and it's just so weird when you're watching people, especially if they're new at comedy, like bomb so incredibly bad, but they're like laughing the whole time. Like they're laughing.
They're having a good time.
No one was having a good time. I mean, I think maybe they were like forcing themselves to stay up. I have no idea what was going on. The audience, like the look on their faces, the people in the back, like the people who work there. I mean, I don't know. I was like, holy shit. I just like warmed this room up because that's my job. And now they've like dug it out like it's not like these people aren't even there. It was the craziest thing I've ever seen, and it was very funny because like the judges, one of them was just told one of the guys like, you just need to quit, like just don't do comedy, and I would have to agree based on what I saw there. But
Jordan just sent me a guy. He needs to roast someone, and he sent me like a picture of him and all details about him, so that'll keep me occupied for a while. It's easy to roast someone when it's not even to do with you know what I mean? It's because all this is making fun of someone.
Yeah,
and you've got a picture of them where they're from and stuff. You know, I mean, everything leads to them being a pedophile in the end. Which is the tragedy of comedy, but also it's like, you know, it's never not funny.
That's what I mean. All these jokes, like one of the guys was a teacher, but after all the shit he said, he kept calling the other guy. He was like, "You're a piece of shit," and then kept talking about
piece of shit is kind of worse than pedophile in terms of roast battle comedy.
I don't know. He was like, "I pegged your mom." I don't even know what was going on. Like,
why would he peg his mom?
That's the weird thing was because I was like, they kept bringing up
pegging. I didn't
want to use
my penis on her because she's so disgusting.
Yeah, like I'm like, you're gonna double dick her when one with yours. I don't know what was happening. Like I was like, I felt like I was in a fever dream of like a rejected porn. Like it was out of control. It felt like, you know what it felt like? It felt like Reddit live. Like it was insane. And I still have secondhand embarrassment after seeing that for those comedians.
Was that a busy room? That was last week.
Yeah, it wasn't.
Was that Friday just gone?
Friday just gone. It was not completely full, but basically full. There was like 4 seats or something.
That place doesn't look anywhere near as cool during the daytime.
Well, I mean, you know,
It's crazy how things look so different. It looks
don't wear makeup 24 hours a day like
you.
you.
So nice at night, and then at daytime you're like, fuck, this is just the back ass end of a pub. You know.
Well, I haven't seen it during the day, and I'd like to keep the dream alive.
Oh, you came home Friday night after that, and
Yeah, I didn't sleep there.
I was asleep on the couch watching School of Rock.
Yeah, which I thought was...
Yeah, no, I was pretty... I mean, I might have been doing a little few drugs, but that movie
Might have.
was... straight away, you know when something just starts. You're on Netflix and it just starts. I didn't pick it. It just started.
Okay.
I was scrolling.
I mean, you do have to...
Yeah, I was scrolling through like Richard Linklater movies because I wanted to listen to dialogue like a fanny. And then that just...
Very good. Very good. I see what you did there. Nice job.
Yeah, I deviated at the end. And I was like, you know what? This is fun. Jack Black, 2005 maybe? 2010?
I'm not going to guess.
Anyway, yeah, he's got great energy, you know? And
Yeah.
I lasted about
30 seconds.
30 seconds before the tranquilizers completely took over and I fell asleep. But, I mean, the first 5 minutes of the movie is great. Especially if you're tranked up. And then you fall asleep and you wake up, catch the
Tranked up.
end. Not a bad night in on a Friday night
You didn't wake up
whatsoever.
and... I woke you up.
You woke me up. Did we
Yeah.
catch the end? I don't remember the end.
No, well, I came in like right at the end, and I was just like yapping at you, and
We
you
could do
weren't
another
listening.
School of Rock kind of movie. Except everyone's Chinese. And it's classical music.
Okay,
And it's like for communism. That'd be sick.
that exists
Yeah. Is it really?
in China.
In China, yeah.
Yeah,
I'm just thinking of a kind of a fat Chinese Jack Black character.
I
Pretty hilarious.
I had a vision of a panda, and I'm not going there.
Okay.
Well,
Well, like, you know, I'll jot that down somewhere.
Please
School
don't.
of Rock, but for Chinese people.
don't do it. What if you're like, this is your pitch, and then you're like, and I want to start.
I'm gonna
it.
go to the office of
I'm
Sony and
gonna-
go School of Rock, but for Chinese people.
You know, I don't know why I feel like bringing this up because I don't like really have a horse in this race, but you know, like this whole thing's going on with Spotify, right? Like, fucking.
I have a horse in this race.
I know you have a horse in this race. He's like you're up Joe Rogan's butt.
I'm not up
aware of
I'm
that.
not up his ass. I want people to stop associating me with being gay with Joe Rogan. I am a fan, but I don't like Joe Rogan fans. People need to get that through their head.
Okay,
I hate
people. Stop looking at me.
I hate the other fans, but like me and Joe go back to 2012. When
He
I
doesn't
started
know who
listening.
you are.
He does.
He looks like a big thumb. Like
Shut the fuck up.
oh, excuse me. Well,
Sometimes when I'm in a deep trance moment, I feel like I am communicating with Joe. Our Lord Joe.
your
Joe
brain is
Rogan, our
broken.
savior.
Your brain is broken. Well, okay. I'm gonna say, if it's not abundantly clear, I've never listened to Joe Rogan. I have no desire to listen to Joe
Most
Rogan.
of the people who go, he's spreads misinformation.
I didn't
he's
say that.
An asshole, sexist. Have you listened to him? Never listened.
I didn't say any of that. I haven't. None of those
I'm
words
not
came out
going to
of my mouth.
pigeonhole you into an anti-Joe Rogan hater.
I did see.
But also, I am not a pro-Joe Rogan warrior. I am just on the fringes of this battle, but I know who I'm going
You're
for.
not on the fringes. 17,000 hours you listened to Joe
Don't
Rogan.
tell the people that.
It was
Don't
fucking
tell the people
disturbing. I'm disturbed. You ruined my Spotify algorithm with that. You did that. But
Spotify rules.
because we share a Spotify. Because we're married. Ooh. But okay, I did see a clip of Joe Rogan. It was like talking.
I will defend him. Just tell me, and I will defend.
It was him and Jordan Peterson.
I will defend both of those
talking
men.
about
those brave men.
like black people or African American, the
here we go.
term or whatever. And then they showed Norm Macdonald doing it. And basically the way, however Joe Rogan broached the topic, he just fucking sound. I was like, this dumb. Like who is listening to this? He just was like, like mansplaining black skin, and I was based on that clip, I was like, this guy is fucking stupid. He can exist. I don't mind. Like, do you know? But I was like, but this is my problem. I was like, nobody should be taking this like seriously as anything other than entertainment. You know, like it's entertainment. This is not like news. This isn't like the gospel. And then you had Norm Macdonald, and he broached the same topic and was like funny and charming and whatever. And I was like, there you go. Like, I'd like that, So I'm just saying, like, I have nothing against Joe Rogan. I could care less, But
I hope you never listen to Joe Rogan because you're going to feel such shame.
I doubt that. If there is anything Joe Rogan
greatest interviewer
would never
of all
make me
time.
feel is ashamed about anything.
He's not even a great interviewer. He's not even a great interviewer.
I
It
believe
is
that.
just the cultural moment we've been in for the last 10 years. Is Joe Rogan just gets the best people to talk to?
Okay, so this is the sort of big old thing is like Neil Young took his music off Spotify.
Oh, boomer.
Yeah, like
Wow.
and it's funny because like then you got Van Morrison somewhere. He's floating around going like, the coronavirus is fake or whatever. And then you got Neil Young mad because Joe Rogan is like doing his
right
thing.
Out of tune on that Horse with No Names. Is that his song?
Yeah, but
that's the only song I know.
But this is
good song.
This was the funny thing because then Joni Mitchell, who's Neil Young's friend, she pulled out of Spotify, right?
Yeah. I feel bad for these old people, but sorry.
Yo, but check this out. Joni Mitchell dressed up in blackface as a black man for an album cover, and I'm like, I hope nobody's like put
How can I get her songs? I like her.
I mean, I'm just saying. I'm just like everybody's misinformation. I'm like, I was in the shower. I've never made a meme in my life, but I'm like, there's a meme somewhere. There's a meme somewhere with a photo of that album cover and something about free speech or no free speech and black. I don't know, because I'm just like, I don't get why people aren't just like living and let live. Like that's my point. Joe Rogan, do your thing. I could give a fuck. Not for me. Have no.
It's not forever. It's for unskilled laborers who have 8 hours to burn a day.
That sounds about right.
They're allowed headphones.
Yeah.
Who want to hear about?
They want to take away your headphones.
They want to hear about kettlebell exercises and DMT.
Yeah,
entities.
Liberal snowflakes want to take away your headphones.
Fucking communists.
Unbelievable. My God.
Communist
Anyway, I would
pussies,
never listen to Joe Rogan. I'd rather go deaf. But it's what a weird time. But yeah, and like I'm not like I like Joni Mitchell, I like Neil Young, whatever. But I'm not like fucking die hard over it. And I'm just like,
is there anyone that if they took the music off, would you be very angry with Joe Rogan?
Oh wow, I don't see. This is the thing though about aging. Because
you can just get it anywhere.
This is the thing about aging that like worries me a little bit, right? Like, and I know we've talked about this on this podcast before. Brian May of Queen, the guitarist in Queen, said that My Chemical Romance, the lead singer, reminded him of a young Freddie Mercury. And that made me want to be unborn. Like, I was like, I don't want to walk this earth.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, you were in Queen. And I'm not even saying, like, look, My Chemical Romance, like, is not my thing. They've got a couple good songs. I guess James Mattern, a very funny comic in New York who used to be a rock critic before he became a comedian, he convinced me that their song Helena is good, and I believe him now, and I've listened to it, and I'm like, fine, done. And I can tell that they're like talented. It's not for me. Regardless of everything I just said, they're not fucking Queen. They're never gonna be Queen.
They're no Fall Out Boy or anything.
Oh Christ! And but like no one is ever gonna be Freddie Mercury. So the fact that somebody in Queen was like,
it's very disrespectful to you.
I was like, but I'm like, that's being old, right? You're like so out of touch. You're like, that's cool. And I'm like, yo, like they're not even an iota. They couldn't even be in the same universe as fucking Queen. You were in Queen. How do you not see that? So then I'm scared. I'm like, oh God, is that what getting old is? You just go so out of touch that you're just like, I'm wet. And like,
do you know that the lead singer of My Chemical Romance is cousins with Joe Rogan? I swear.
Is he fucking really?
But they don't know each other. It's very strange.
Well,
it's only been mentioned on a podcast once or twice.
That's kind of
a weird silence. That's a synchronicity. So that's why I think reality is fucking rigged and it's set up, and none of this is real.
The Matrix is real.
The Matrix. That's when they fucking just pounding the drugs trying to find the answers. It's
the
Matrix
only
is
way. Real. The Matrix is real. Okay, but
I've seen the patterns and everything now.
Okay, well, yeah, you are reading that Robert Anton Wilson book, Cosmic Trigger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm seeing patterns and everything. Or maybe I'm ready for a massive psychic break.
I think you are. You've been having a lot of diarrhea recently.
And I've been shitting everywhere. You call that ascension flu, don't you?
Ascension flu, I do. I call it that. I made this up. I am God.
Anyway, I interrupted your spiel. It's just
I guess I'm just saying, like, Neil Young and Joni Mitchell, I think they came from an era where, like, the world was going through some other, like, evolution or whatever. And so their heart might be in the right place, and they're artists and they should get to decide what's done with their, art or whatever. Like, I feel that. But it's also like, well, fucking A, like, yeah, like freedom of speech, like coronavirus misinformation. I guess that's your opinion of that. Everybody's got a fucking opinion about coronavirus. The last time I thought about coronavirus, honestly, I don't even know when it was. I'm talking about it right now because I was sort of thinking about this today as I saw it all happening. But
I finished coronavirus back in May. Even though I got it in September, I was finished in May.
yeah,
I probably super spreaded it for a while, like, but I am, you have to give up at some point. I gave up. I gave up. It'll be a year in May.
Again, if you're still like, if you like, my stance stays the same. If you're like, people shouldn't be going, you should. I hope you've never left your fucking house the whole time. That's it. Like, and I don't think anyone, honest to God, could be like, oh, I always had a mask and this and that and whatever. Like I don't know, whatever.
That's why people are angry with Joe Rogan, because it's the COVID stuff, which he did do too much of, but he was attacked by CNN. What's he meant to do? Anyway, a lot of these people are fatties. And listen to me though. They're 3-hour podcasts. Maybe if you listen to Joe Rogan on the treadmill,
3 hours.
3 hours on the treadmill listening to Joe Rogan, you're gonna have,
God, what? I'd rather watch Titanic again.
The main thing is
Braveheart or Joe Rogan. That's tough.
Oh, those are two good things.
And by good, you mean bad.
Yeah. What else is in the news?
What else? Well, there was something else I did want to say, but we were on a roll. But now I've kind of forgotten what we were doing. Spotify, Joe Rogan, My Chemical Romance, all things that were not supposed to be a part of this conversation, and yet here they are today. You asked me what band would I be sad about?
Oh, if they had denounced, if they left Spotify.
Well, so I guess that was my long answer, is like,
Queen.
It would depend on the age of the people doing it, right? Because it's like, I don't know. I feel like older people have like a ton of wisdom, like I don't have, like, they've been alive longer, but then I'm like concerned, like, well, are you so out of touch that you can't like allow space for opinions that you don't agree with or whatever, or ideas or ways of life that aren't your, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know. Like I think it's strange to, in some ways, to deprive
basically
people of your art because
anyone
you don't
saying
like
don't listen to that makes
Joe
me
Rogan
go,
did?
shut up, I'm listening to it more now.
Well,
it's only just been told what to do. Was it? We should talk about the yin yoga, because that gave me diarrhea, like vicious diarrhea for days. And I wonder, is there anyone out there, or do people still listen to this podcast?
Oh, I have no idea.
I have no idea.
Yeah,
but if they do, maybe there's some sort of guru out there that can explain to me why a day after doing an intense 45-minute yin yoga.
You did like 30 minutes of the 45 minutes.
When did I have diarrhea? Last Sunday. Monday.
Let me go through my calendar.
I had fucking just absolutely just insane diarrhea.
But for like days.
Well, no, I wanted to put a bucket next to the TV.
You shit yourself in the shower?
Yeah. I probably shit myself in the shower. It's fascinating. You need to try it once to have diarrhea in the shower, because I mean, you just watch all the water, but your feet change colour. It's mad. I'm sure I hit the wall, cracked the tile. You know
said
what I mean?
You felt gooey.
I was fucked up.
And
I was fucked up after yoga. Yoga fucked me up.
Well, I think, on that note, you're uncovering some deep stuff inside of you. Deep stuff inside of you.
Oh, I'm just going down the rabbit hole, I think. But like, that's what I said to you. I was like, can we put a bucket next to the couch, because I want to watch TV? But like, the way you just get sick, you just like I was like, I'll just sit in a bucket and just diarrhea into the bucket while I watch Law and Order, because I can't live like this, because every time I leave the bathroom I have to return.
You mean that's not how you always watch Law and Order?
No, but
you asked me in earnest if we should put a bucket by the bed, and I'm like, you think if you're gonna shit yourself at night, you're gonna be able to pull your pants down and shit in a bucket in the dark?
It's gonna leak all over the bed. I think it's just the idea of safety. You know what I mean? They had lifeboats on the Titanic, but did they use all of them? I think they did, actually.
Yeah, they didn't have enough lifeboats.
Oh, well, surround the bed with buckets. You know what I mean?
Buckets and bowls and glasses. Oh my.
Yeah, and then since then, now I get like fucking heartburn when I eat anything that's like deemed, not good, I guess. Like
yeah,
if I drink a beer, or if I have a fucking chocolate bar or bread, everything gives me heartburn now. I think
you're ascending.
I'm ascending. I'm going to be a fucking yogi god.
I think you're
I'm
moving up
levitate
to another vibration.
I'm going to try and do some astral projection later.
Are you?
Yeah.
Is that somebody taught you how to do that on Reddit?
Yes, I get all my spiritual information on Reddit, to be honest.
I think all of your information, except from what you get from Joe Rogan.
Joe Rogan and Reddit basically is what my brain is full of.
God, I'm terrified. Well, should we mention how we tried DMT?
Yeah, I'm kind of a guru at finding.
Why are you lying to them?
I feel retarded.
Okay.
I got DMT off Reddit.
Please don't say that. Well, yeah.
I don't think we used it properly. That's the thing.
Well, no, the first time. So we neither of us have had like this breakthrough or whatever. But the first time we did it, that felt pretty fucking nuts. I was like, I made a decision for myself. I was like, I'm actually not ready right now to understand what's on the other side.
It's a vape, so I didn't even know you could get it as a vape until I saw it on Reddit. And then when I saw that, I was like, because the other way is like you're gonna get a crack pipe and you're gonna smoke like all I know it's
I used to smoke meth out of one of those pipes.
It's yellow and it tastes of burnt rubber.
Kind of like the taste.
But the taste was strange because when you hit it on the vape pen, the taste, you've tasted it before, but there's been no point in my life where it was just fucking chewing rubber. You know what I mean? But I have tasted it before. That made me think. The first time we hit it, alright, I could see a door opening up at the other side of the room, and I knew there was other people through that door, but I didn't know how to use the drug correctly. Apparently, you have to close your eyes. For the amount of time I'm on Reddit, I don't learn that much.
I noticed
it's because of Zuckerberg. In the last 10 years, it's destroyed my brain.
Because I learned more on Reddit in like 2 minutes than you were able to teach me about how to use that. But in my experience, I didn't know we were supposed to close our eyes either. But the whole room like changed completely into a different version of what it was. But then it felt like from the top down, like it was like everything was pixels, but it was starting to turn white into black into white pixels from the top down. And I feel like if I'd like taken one more hit, I would have like busted through. It felt like not to do a callback here, but I was like, shit, this is the Matrix, and I'm being flipped over to the other side, and I was like, I'm not ready to see the other side. But then we've been listening to like stuff when we go to sleep. Terrence McKenna has talked a lot about this, and he has a sort of interesting take on what he thinks it is based on his like experience going there, and he believes that
everyone is mentally ill or just full of shit unless they come out of these things with information that they didn't have beforehand. That's it. Which some people seem to have, but most people I've actually talked to in real life I think they're just giving themselves brain damage.
Well, I don't know, but he said that he thinks
making your brain stronger. I don't know. I'm not a scientist. I am a researcher.
Wait,
but not a scientist.
I thought you were a scientist. That's why I married you.
I am. I put scientists on a lot of bios. To be honest, holistic scientist.
You got to these days.
Adventurer, psychonaut, retard.
Adventurer. But he thinks that like the entities on the other side are just like old souls, like dead souls, or souls that are, maybe they've come here before, like ancestors and shit. I think that's pretty fucking radical. I mean, I'm like, okay, nuts, because a lot of people have had really shared experiences, like similar things happen. So that's interesting. It's definitely, it's been a lot to consider. I've always existed on this planet thinking like, okay, you're plopped here and then you fucking trudge along and then you're done. That's it. But now I'm kind of a little more open to the idea of lots of other things.
Like the second time I was hitting it, the vape pen with the DMT in it, I thought I was kind of getting somewhere because I kept on hitting it. Remember that time I was hitting it like loads?
Yeah.
And every time I closed my eyes, but then there was like this, like, there was like loads of like shapes and shit, and I'm just not impressed by any of it. Like, I know that sounds fucking rude or something to the universe.
Yeah, but then you also said somebody was fucking laughing at you.
There was someone giving me the finger. That was it. It was like, fuck off, you're not getting. It was like, there was a, but it wasn't like profound or anything, but there was a nightclub bouncer fucking gay energy going, you're not getting in here. And that made me kind of pissed off at the whole I guess afterlife, to be honest, and everything outside of reality and drugs. So like, I was excluded, yeah. So I don't give a fuck about those nerds. When I
disagree. I think you very much give a
no,
fuck.
I want into the club. I have to get more.
Well, you know, it was sort of funny. So like the night of my birthday, we were, you know, enjoying, like, that's, you know, it's a big month. It's my birthday. It's the new year, all that. We were partaking in you know, some pleasurables and
rituals. We do rituals
and
scientific rituals.
Yeah, and I went
holistic scientific rituals.
We were kind of high on ketamine, and then I just got this, you know, inkling. I was like, all right, I should hit the DMT pen. So I told you to get it for me, which was my first mistake, because I think what you did is you charged the pen.
Yes.
Then you screwed the weed oil back onto it.
Yeah, I got confused. I was in a confused state anyway, and I gave you the wrong cartridge.
So then I hit it really hard, and I hold it in for 15 seconds, and then I hit it really hard again. And it was coming after, like, you had used it recently and done a lot of it. And I don't taste the burnt rubber taste. All I know is now I feel like fucking crazy. I feel like I was like it felt like everything was slanted permanently, and I got it in my head.
I thought it broke her. I thought it was after breaking my wife's brain.
I felt broken. No, I was sitting there like, and so I'm sitting there and I'm like, okay, so this was this old pen, so there was nothing left. So what I was hitting was like cartridge, just like plastic. And like, because of stuff I've like read, you know, like, you have to be careful when you use psychedelics, right? You have to do it with like some sense of like honor or whatever. Cause like, I've been reading like people on Reddit, they're like, I had a DMT breakthrough 6 times in one day, and now I like don't have a personality. Like, you know,
now there's a monster following me around everywhere
and I'm
I
like,
go. I can
the
see
fuck?
some shadow that's everywhere.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, because you've been doing too much.
Yeah, I'm like, why in the world would you do that? But that's like, it's like when we read about ketamine, it was somebody being like, I was using like 6 grams of ketamine every day for a year, and I'm like, holy Jesus, like, you know, like
no guys, Sainsbury bag for a bladder.
It's I'm like, I guess like there's some comfort in knowing I don't foresee how I could ever get there, but like, yeah, but I felt like what had happened, because I had just like read that stuff, that like you had given me this cartridge, and in my mind, like, it felt like my mind was very clear, but I was like, I couldn't see, I couldn't move, I couldn't communicate, and that I was like, oh, I let, like, what was forming in my mind was like newspaper headlines, like, first woman to forever be damaged, like, brain doesn't work, broken forever from ketamine, her and her druggy husband. And I was looking at you, and I remember thinking, like, we're both losers. Look at us, we're losers. The night before I was about to go to the theater, he got us tickets for my birthday at the theater, and I sit here and broke my brain smoking empty cartridge. And
I swear to God, I was thinking that. I was like, we went to the theater tomorrow morning, and I booked tickets, and now I have a disabled wife, and I don't know if I like have to get a handicapped fucking seat, because she's like crumpled on the floor and she looks spazzed out. And I was like, and I wasn't even panicking. I was like, this sucks.
I was like, it might be the first time I experienced, like, I want to say almost depersonalization or something, because I was like, oh, you're probably never going to tell jokes again. Try to remember one of your jokes. I was like, I can't remember one of my jokes. And I was just like, I'm fucked. And I felt myself, it felt like I was shrinking into the couch. And I was like, I'm never going to be able to move again, because I let him. And then I was thinking, like, I was like, he doesn't care about me because he let me hit that. But then I realized I knew how much you had hit it before. So really it was like this forming of like, no, you're just like this crazy, you're enabling yourself with like like, it was like all the voices of like cops like at the DARE program being like, look what you've done.
And the main problem was that I just mixed up black and white, because one has a black tip and one has a white tip.
Yeah.
In the carts. I really wasn't in a state to fucking pick the correct one.
I went to
so
the
you just
bathroom.
hit an insane amount of weed in
Yeah.
1 second.
Yes.
And you became
and
disabled
I held it in
for 4 hours.
Held it in, and like I was like, I have to go to the bathroom, and I don't even know how I got there. I know I was in there a while because you were like, "Are you okay?" And I was like, "Get away!" And like it felt like my entire body was going to fall out in the toilet, and then I somehow like stagger out here, and I was like, "The theater, like we have to go to bed," but you were like, "Let's go," and I was like, "No, I can't," and I sunk to the floor. And I remember you trying to pull me up.
Yeah, I stood you up and you just kept on collapsing down. And I was like, she is fucking broken for life. Shit.
And
then I was like, I am tired. Let's deal with this in the morning.
I was like, we're staying here. So could you imagine, like, because we can see pretty plainly into our neighbors' apartments, like, across the way. And so they can probably see into ours, like, if you don't draw any curtains, you know. I was, like, imagining if somebody could see you trying to, like, pick me up. And I'm just, like, I'm, like, a deflated, one of those, you know, car things that they put, the scary guy, the guys that wave in the car lot.
Yeah, the wave.
I'm like one of those, but like mostly deflated, just like, blah, you know?
Yeah.
And it's
crumpled was the word. You were crumpled.
It was crumpled.
I was going to just put you in the fucking attic.
And then
you were done. Like a folding chair.
Well, then you slept on the floor with me, which was very nice. We slept on the floor listening
they would
to...
have just saw us, if they looked through the window, they would just saw us using copious amounts of drugs and then freaking out because we didn't remember what we did earlier. It's like you just forget how much you've used already, and that's why you're fucking half retarded.
Yeah, but I thought like the DMT gods, they were like, look at, ha ha ha, that's what you get, careless lady, you know? And like, that was not reality. And it's very funny now. When I woke up in the morning, I was like, wow, that is
And we went to the
something.
theater the next day.
Oh,
And
beautiful.
we dressed pretty nice. You fell asleep in there, but whatever.
I did. Okay, so I did. It was so beautiful and comforting that I did fall peacefully asleep during a bit of the first act. We saw, what was it, the ocean at the end of the road?
Ocean at the end of the lane.
The lane.
I have no idea what it was about, but it was good. Imagine that.
Oh,
I dozed off as well. The show was
You
great.
dozed? You
A little
dozed?
bit. I don't know, really know what it was about. It was about
It was about the fleet. I think, no, it was about I don't know.
It was like a
It
drug
felt
trip
very
the night
spiritual.
before.
It
They went into a big huge trip and they brought back a monster.
Yeah, but
It's like what we're fucking around with.
well,
we're
but
bringing
then,
back monsters
the
from the other
girl
side.
dies, but she's always with him. I think it was very
Did the girl
spiritual.
die?
Yeah. In
I
the
don't
end.
remember that.
Well, anyway, I don't know. I don't want
It
to
was
ruin
good
it for
though.
anybody.
They were good at what
They turned the whole theater into an ocean at one point. I began to cry. Then we ate Chinese food. That was fantastic.
Oh, I love that.
I did some comedy shows. Ashish, this comic, he got the whole audience to sing happy birthday to me, and I flipped him off, and I feel bad about that because it was actually very sweet. And then we came home, and the TV put on a birthday present for me, which I know sounds crazy, but remember we watched that really fun... It felt like... and I have to say something. People on Facebook who wish everybody happy birthday. Once upon a time, I was like, who has time for this? But it's actually like the absolute the people who do that are the nicest fucking people in the world. It was such a surprise to see, like, okay, first of all, there's like 50 people that I have no idea who the fuck they are, and I'm sure we've never met, and they wished happy birthday to me. One woman who I have met who's a comedian was like, what do you want your birthday joke to be? Give me a topic. And I gave her a topic, and she never gave me a joke. I will always remember this. But it's really sweet. Like, people look, and then they're like, I'm going to wish somebody happy birthday on Facebook.
It is nice.
It is nice. And then you have to reply to all of them, kind of, so I did.
No,
a little.
I would never
Well,
reply.
I gave everybody a like or a love and said thank you. I mean, some people sent pictures. It's just so sweet. I mean, it was really nice, very pleasant. And I got to reconnect with some of my old friends that I haven't talked to in a minute. So overall, it was a really fantastic day, despite the fact I thought, like, I was like, oh, I did it. I finally paralyzed myself.
I know, but I was also thinking when you were crumpling on the floor, I was like, but she's definitely going to get the Apollo now, at least.
Yeah, well, you'd have to, I don't know, give me a Britney Spears mic, because I wouldn't have been able to hold the microphone.
Fucking put your wheelchair out and it just kind of stops, not even close to
And
the front of the
just like
stage.
let out like a Chewbacca, like,
Yeah,
and everybody
"Woo!"
applauds. Yeah. They like scream.
Katharyn did this. Woo!
So brave, so brave. Yeah. It was a beautiful birthday. It was a really fantastic. Great cake. We got a great cake thanks to my mom.
Cake was a good thanks to your mom.
Really good cake. And yeah, overall I have zero complaints. It's nice. It's nice. And I think I still look younger than I am. So knock on wood that all doesn't
Me too.
hit overnight. I I know I mentioned bringing up. I didn't tell you this the other day. I mentioned how like we can kind of see into our neighbor's apartment, and I mean not all of them, but like we just live in an area where it's like the windows are very big, and like and we don't draw our curtains, so it's not, whatever. But so this apartment was empty until summer across the way, and then these kind of like, would you say they seem like upper class kids?
They're definitely kids anyway. They're in their 20s.
Yeah, they're in their 20s. And the
They're
other
rich.
night,
They're
definitely rich, had horrible taste in music. They threw one party and they played the music so loud, which I wouldn't care about, except it was really bad. And then, Henry upstairs, you remember him screaming out, "Can you keep it down? Turn it down."
It was
100%.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Maybe that's when his noise stopped because he heard their noise and they just kind of clunked heads. But we talked about Henry's noise on here, right?
We have done that.
Okay. Who, by the way, we ran into, and he seems a lot better.
Yeah,
Very
looks like
nice.
he found a therapist, maybe.
Yeah,
The
something
noise was coming from inside the house the whole time. His
Beautiful.
fucking head.
Well, he seems good now, which makes me feel happy because, that was a weird time for everybody, myself included. But the other night, I saw our neighbors and they were blowing up balloons. So I thought they were having another party, and I was like, "Ooh, they're gonna have a party." And then when I got home, the apartment was dark. So they like blew up balloons. I don't know why. So I was like, okay, whatever. And then later in the night, the lights were on, but the curtains for the first time ever were drawn. Closed.
Yeah.
They closed the curtains. They never closed the curtains.
That one's just over there.
That one just over there. Yeah, they closed.
The one that's dark now.
No. Yeah, the one that's dark now. So we have the neighbors next to them who never turn their lights off. Their lights are on 24 hours a day.
They're rich.
They must be the richest people on the fucking planet. Like they're never the lights are
home. I don't think they're home.
I don't think they're home. Well, no, I saw somebody be home today. So they're home-ish. But yeah, but the neighbors next to them, so they drew their curtains. So I was like, what the fuck is going on in there? Now I'm real interested, but whatever. Woke up in the morning, curtains are open. I'm like, okay, that's weird. But then I was getting ready to go to a show last night. And, there are these like there's like a nerdy looking white guy in there and like a girl and like, whatever. But then I'm getting ready to go to the show. It's night out. And I look over and I see on their couch was this black dude with cornrows and sunglasses inside, kind of dressed all like blinged out. Like he looked like he was in a fucking music video, like a rap music video.
Were they shooting a rap music video?
I don't know. Somebody was taking pictures and shit. So then I was like, I fucking want to know what's going on. Because like it's just not, it just doesn't fit the bill. But I mean, maybe he's just like another rich kid too. I don't know. It just was.
Maybe they're TikTok kids.
It could have been a TikTok thing or some shit. I don't know. But then, so we have the staircase leading up to our bed, right? And so, I went up there because if you lay on the bed, you can see out that window without like anybody. If somebody were to look, they can't see you. You can like blend in. But first I had the lights on. So I thought it would have been really funny if they had looked over and seen me like on the bed, like, with my hands on my fist, just like staring right at him with the lights on. So I was like, shit, I got to turn the lights off. So I went and turned the lights off and I was watching them. And then I look at the time and I'm like, I have like 7 minutes to get ready. And wash my hair and all this shit. So I was late. I have no idea what happened. It's gonna kill me. Because then when we got home, everything was dark again. And I just want to know.
Yeah, I don't know what those kids are up to.
I don't know. Kids these days, they're just so I don't know. I don't even know a word for it. Bent,
upsetting, annoying, disabled. I don't know. They're beautiful.
Genderless.
Anyway,
yeah.
what time are we at?
We're getting there.
Really? I thought we were going to be at an hour for sure.
Yeah, I think this is a good time to shout out the people who are still supporting us on Patreon, and I haven't even looked. And if you don't, we don't blame you. We're doing our best. We are. I mean, not to do a little sob story, but Mark got home from work on Friday, and you looked dead. And
I'm fucked. They're overworking me.
They are overworking you for how many pounds an hour?
I don't know. Not that many though.
The point is we are broke. We are not living the high life. So if you are supporting us, even though we do
unskilled laborer,
very little
these people
on this.
I used to get more respected for my skillless job.
Yeah, and I mean the amount of work that got canceled in December for fucking
fake COVID shit.
Yeah, and January, but whatever. I'm not complaining. I'm just saying, if you are supporting us, We very, very much appreciate it. It is truly, truly kind, and it goes a long way, and you will always be remembered. And so the people that we might as well list the people that were there when I last checked, which was of last time. It was Damo, Kev. Who is the company?
Sorry, I said that. .biz.
Sorry, I said that. .biz.
Ben Henley.
Well, he said he didn't want his name said.
Well, then, yeah, okay.
Okay, nice.
Not that name.
Forget that name.
Forget that name.
And then
chicken shit.
Oh, Chicken House. Chicken House. Oh yeah, thank you, Chicken House. Yeah. So I mean, I don't know if they're still, and we got some people on some lower tiers. So just wanted to say thanks. Okay, and but it does mean a lot. Especially in these weird times, and it does make a difference, even if it's minimal. So, thank you so much. If you don't support us and you just listen to this, I guess thanks too. I don't know. I mean, it is what it is. I don't foresee us becoming podcasters.
I can get better at it. I just need to do some. I have to reach my higher level of consciousness that I'm working on through yin yoga, meditation, and loads of drugs. Like I'm trying to get to like the higher self. So when I get to my higher self, I'll become a podcasting genius. Probably collaborate with Joe Rogan or some shit like that. Take down all the haters.
I don't want anything to do with it. I guess we're not hungry for it. I know there's a lot of people out there who are like,
you gotta just keep on doing it.
Well, we're doing it. We're
gonna make a better effort. I'm gonna maybe.
Are we? I mean, let's not make promises we can't keep.
I'm not gonna make promises.
No, it's tough. It's
good to check in with the people. Like
I love checking in.
Yeah,
I love checking in, and I do think it's better. I'd rather not force it.
I get tired from fucking gigs and work.
Yeah, and I gig, and there's stuff going on. We got wheels.
I am doing a recalibration of my brain circuits. I'm becoming a higher being, and I'm in the process of it. So when this process is done in a week or two or whatever.
Speaking of that, this is I think a good thing to end on. I read this great book called Bore Hole. And it's about a guy who, the way they put it in like the jacket cover, it's definitely like buzzwordy, but it's not what it is. But he drilled a hole in his head so he could remain quote unquote permanently high. But that's not really what it is. What someone he knew discovered, who went to medical school for 10 years, but then was rejected from becoming a doctor because he was smoking hash. And at the time, like in the 60s, they were like, no, you can't do that. Pretty similar to now, actually. Like, drugs are bad. You're bad if you try to, reach other states of consciousness. It's really crazy, like, that people want to say that about other people doing that to themselves. But he discovered that our brains, like our skulls, as we grow, they between the ages of 18 and 24, our skull fuses together, which means our brain is getting less blood. And like when you do something like LSD or mushrooms, I guess the capillaries or whatever burst, providing your brain with more blood, which is why you start feeling the sense of oneness or clarity or love and creativity and curiosity and all this shit. And if you take LSD with sugar, you actually don't get any of the crazy hallucinogen stuff. You just are operating at a really clear level of high brain function. And
this is all science that we've researched, and it's true.
Well, I mean, this is the point of this book, is that this guy drilled a hole in his head. Then the guy who wrote the book, because that guy did it, he also did it to himself because no doctor would do it, no hospital would do it. The first guy, they sectioned for like 10 days or some shit and studied him. They were trying to keep him in the mental institution, but they couldn't prove that he was insane because he's not. And when they let him out, he like held a press conference because he was trying to spread this information. Like, this is just what I've discovered. This is the experiment. If you drill a hole in your head, the hole in the skull will not heal, but the skin will heal over, and then there'll be more blood being provided to your brain. So if your brain is functioning with sugar and LSD at 70% more than it normally is, with a hole in it, it's like 30% more. Right? So these
are facts.
The guy who wrote the book did it. Well, you can like research it yourself. I don't know. The guy who wrote the book did it, and he said that he can't say what his life would have been like if he hadn't done it, but what he can say is the shift that he experienced from before doing it and after. And he said that, I don't know, read the book. I'm not going to actually say what he said. You can read the book. The book ends with a woman who also got someone to do it. And, it's just sort of chilling. The final sentence she said is, why is this not at least being examined in the medical community as just an option for people? So it's interesting. And I know it sounds absolutely...
So we fully condone people at home getting
my point
sort
is...
of drill and just drilling a hole in your head, see what happens.
That's what we're doing tonight. And
we're drilling holes in our head.
Yeah, so if we don't see you next time, you know what happened. But if we do see you next time, well, then I guess it worked, didn't it?
Yes, good night.
This American Irish life.